Good evening, Shiv.
Very good evening, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And what about you?
Safe and sound, doing fantabulous in my life, and trying to add some value in my overall personality by the grace of Almighty God. Thanks for your concern.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, so let's begin with the introduction.
Yeah, sure. So let me introduce myself first, as you have invited me in your YouTube channel. So, as you can see in your mobile display, my name is Shiv, and I born and brought up in India. My native place is Uttarakhand. By profession, I'm a central government employee. As far as my academic qualification concerned, I'm done with my master in English, master in commerce, and this year I'm pursuing my master in economics. This is my final year. In addition to this, I do teach English to beginners and intermediate speakers through different online applications as an unofficial English trainer. And I run my own YouTube channel by the name of English with Teacher Shiv, where I'm uploading spoken English content at the same time conversational videos like this. So that's all from my side in brief.
Yeah, that's great, Shiv. Okay, so let me introduce myself. So my name is Varsha and I hail from snowy and scenic beauty of Himachal Pradesh, but currently reside in Punjab with my family. And being a language enthusiastic, I have started my own YouTube channel based on English conversation. Yeah, that's all about me. Okay, so Shiv, I have few questions for asking. So my first
Yeah.
question is that could you tell us a tad bit about your English journey and what inspired you to become an English trainer?
Well, actually, I did my schooling from Hindi medium school. There was no subject like English in my school days, and I was preparing for government examination, and luckily I got a government job. But when I was went to my office, I have heard one of my mate. He was speaking English so well, and I got fascinated by the way he was speaking English. From that day, I started thinking about that language. I thought, let me learn this language, and I started learning English with the help of one application. There, I've talked with many native speakers, right? But that was my first day. And I remember that day someone criticized and insulted me so badly. He told me that, Sir, stop learning this language. I said, why? Then he said, the way you speak English of this language, just because I was totally naive in terms of spoken English, and I was such a terrible and horrible speaker of English. That's why they insulted me. But from that day, that statement triggered me a lot. I was thinking, like, do I deserve this criticism from this guy? And my answer was simply no, I don't. So I did practice for 14 to 16 hours, day and night, for the next 3 months. And that's how I started my journey of learning this language. And yes, now I'm here and I can speak English, though I'm not perfect, but still, it's been 3.5 years I've been speaking English, and it's been 2 years I've been giving my mentorship to those aspirants who are really inquisitive and keen to see the advancement and modification in their spoken English. So that's all from my English journey.
Yeah, that's amazing journey, Shiv. Okay, so next question is that what will you say are some of the biggest challenges that non-native speakers face when learning English?
Uh, Challenges were so many, but when it comes to popular challenge and very difficult challenges, those were first, as I said, I completed my education from Hindi medium school. And second one is that I started learning English with the help of one application where there were so many native speakers and I couldn't understand them just because of their different accent. So in the initial days, I couldn't speak English with them, honestly speaking. But as soon as I started watching some videos on YouTube of native speakers, then I got to know about their different accent. From there, I started understanding to them, and I was so passionate to talk with them as much as possible for me. So I got a bit influence of the accent on my spoken English as well, as you know very well. Environment plays a very imperative and indispensable role in one's behavior and personality, and that's happened with me. So there was some accident, like, but after some time, I came to know that my vocabularies were so limited. So I started focusing on my vocabularies as well. I started learning so many vocabs, and that's how you can imagine that I do have more than 20,000 vocabs in my brain now. And by the time I came to know one more disease about my spoken English, and that disease name was grammar. Because I took English as a language, I didn't take it as a subject that I need to study in a systematic manner, that part of a speech, then articles, then prepositions. And I was like, when I'm speaking and I'm making a lot of mistake in grammar. So then I decided, okay, let me work upon my grammar as well. But honestly speaking, till date, I'm so pathetic about my grammar because I don't feel learn grammar because if I'm trying to use those grammar rules during my spoken English, I'm feeling so underconfident. I need to think a lot. Am I using right tense? Shall I use have, has? And I'm not able to gain that confidence which I have right now. Right now, I'm talking to you, I'm replying to you. I hope you can understand me the way I'm trying to make you understand. So comfortable that in case if I would try to calculate my grammar, my accuracy, honestly speaking, I would be stuck multiple times. And that I don't want. At the cost of learning grammar, I don't want to lose my fluency. So I have chosen fluency first. So that's how it works. So these were some challenges I have faced in my learning duration.
That's awesome. You have told about grammar because I don't think so that grammar is much important that while we are speaking, while you are giving any competitive exam, that time definitely grammar is must. But while you are speaking, so it is not so much important. That little bit important. That depends on you. If you can learn by listening, so that time I don't think so that you have learned. Okay, so as you told me about 20,000 vocabulary words in your mind, because nowadays what is the biggest challenge or problem is that is definitely vocabulary. If you don't have sufficient vocabulary, so you can't speak properly. So how do you learn vocabulary and how do you use that vocabulary in your communication skills?
Well, when it comes to vocabularies, I would say that fuel, a car without fuel is useless, and gun without bullets it's useless. There is no use at all. Similarly, your English is useless without ample vocabs. All right, we need to understand the essence of vocabularies in our spoken English. I have seen many people with whom I have talked before. They know what to speak. They know what they wanted to speak, but when it comes to uh, speaking, they are not able to recall those stuff. Why? Just because the vocabs they have in their native language, they don't even know what they can call in English. And they couldn't remember those vocabs, right? So just because of lack of vocabularies, they are not able to express their ideas, their thoughts, and their notions and feelings and emotion, every single thing, right? If you want to enhance your vocabularies, all you have to do is you have to follow 5 steps. Number one, power of replacement, substitution, or alternative. What does it mean? It simply means you have to replace your vocabulary every single day. You have to alter your old vocabularies with new one. For example, I'm saying you are so curious to learn English. Curious is a very common word that everyone knows. So, in spite of saying curious, why don't you go for inquisitive, keen, eager, hungry, enthusiastic, and there are so many other synonyms that you can use in place of curious. That's the first thing. Second one is you have to observe people, the way they speak, and whenever they are using any new vocab that you can incorporate in your spoken English, pick it. Whenever you are listening to someone, note those vocabs. You are listening any podcast and your audiobooks, just try to make notes of those vocabs in your diary. You have to write it down along with synonyms. I'm not saying 10 and 20, that's not possible for anyone, but at least 3 to 5 in one day, that's more than enough, right? And use those vocabs in your day-to-day spoken English because knowing vocabulary is not that much important as important implementation of vocabs in your spoken English. So this is what we need to remember in our mind. A third thing is there are multiple exercises that you can incorporate in order to Boost up your vocabs. Now, first one is solo talk. You can talk to yourself. Second one is mirror practice. Third one is hypothetical situation explanation. You have to create a hypothetical situation and you have to explain it. Fourth one is story narration. And last but not least, you can go for any picture or video description, right? But do remember, whenever you are indulging yourself into these exercises, you're not indulging for the sake of fun or for the sake of doing that. You are immersing yourself into these exercises just because you have to elevate your vocabs to the next level. So intentionally, you have to use those vocabs that you have learned so far. All right. Now, fourth one is writing. Because when it comes to speaking, you might not have that much time to think. But while writing, you have sufficient time to think. So when you are writing, don't go for moderate vocabs. Just try to use those vocabs that you have learned. The more you will use those vocabs, the better you can remember. Right. Now, last but not least, there is no magic, no tablet, no supreme power that can teach you that how can you remember vocabularies. If there is something, that is only practice, execution, implementation. And if you will not use it, you are going to lose it. So no matter what other people think about you, you are showing off your vocabularies, you are using so many difficult vocabs. No, I couldn't understand them. Let them make their excuses, right? You don't need to slow down for those who are not even ready to being bit fast, right? If they are not improving, that's not your fault. You are here for your improvement. You have to take charge of your improvement. So try to use those vocab desperately. Okay, fine. Sometimes it's okay that don't use very advanced vocabs. That sometimes I would say the way you speak, it seems to be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So I have pronounced this word, and the meaning of this word is only good, right? But I don't need to use this particular word. That's something which comes under the category of jargon, right? But you have to use moderate vocabs, but bit advanced, depending on the person to whom you are interacting, right? So these are some rules that you can use.
Yeah, that's great. As you told me about how we can use that vocabulary. So according to me, deliberately we have to use that vocabulary in our conversation. In this way, we can learn that vocabulary. Otherwise, it will like keep in corner of any corner in our mind. So we will not like at the time we will not recall in a proper way. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So another thing is that do you have any favorite technique or exercise that you use for enhancing your communication skills?
Now things are entirely different. Understand this logic, ma'am. You said communication, okay? Because lot of people are a bit confused between communication and spoken English. Now I want you to be specified. What you want me to tell? Spoken English or communications? Because I can tell you the difference as well. Spoken English,
Yeah,
just English, a
that's
single
great.
language, right? But when it comes to communication, it is a very broader concept as compared to spoken English. It includes so many things: verbal, non-verbal, visual, voice modulation, intonation. Your whole body will start communicating when it comes to communication. I'll not say
Communication.
a single word from my mouth. You will say, "Are you ready for video call?" I would not say one thing, I would say, and you will understand that you would be understood that I am saying that no, I'm not ready. See, I didn't say any other a single word, but you got to know. So, but in case of spoken English, you are not allowed to use this. You have to speak. You have to speak in English. Then only the person to whom you are talking, he can understand you, right? So, when let's come back to the topic, communication. Honestly speaking, there's no special technique, nothing different. But there are 5 and 6 points that I can suggest to anyone, which one has to keep in accounting in order to have a very efficient and amazing communication. Number one, understand the essence of communication in your life. Until unless you would not understand the imperativeness of communication, you are not going to pour yourself into that. So whenever you are communicating with anyone, first of all, you need to understand the intention. If I'm talking to you, why? If I'm talking to them, so why? If I'm speaking in front of these people, so why? Until unless I don't have the answer of why, I can't fly. In fact, for the rest of my life, I am going to cry. So better than cry, just ask the reason of why. Okay. Second one is communication is kind of magic that one can do if you are able to connect yourself with people. You are able to make a link between you and the people because if you able to make them understand what exactly you want to say, so that's how you can become a good and effective communicator, right? The third one is whenever you are talking to someone, make sure that you should not speak more and more. I want you to become a good listener first, and accordingly you have to answer, because it's really easy to start a communication, but that much difficult and arduous to carry the conversation and hold the conversation the same way as you have started, right? So you need to understand what exactly the second person wants from you, and accordingly you have to maintain the flow of that conversation. Right. The fourth thing is you are a human being. You have some etiquettes, discipline, respect, kindness, politeness. All these are attributes should be there when you are communicating with anyone. Then only the second person will take interest in Nara to have a communication with you. Otherwise, he is not. Right. So whenever you are talking to you, make sure that you are not using any difficult vocabularies. You are not trying to show off what exactly you are not. Be real, no need to pretend, because when it comes to fake or when it comes to pretending, you can do it to some
Yeah,
extent, but at one point he is going to catch you very easily that you are trying to
yeah,
make him fool. Actually, he is not, but you are trying. So that's what it works. Now, last but not least, whenever you just indulge yourself in any communication, make sure that you have to control your tone. Your voice should be very, I'm going to say, not that much loud, not that much slow. Okay, there should be a balance. Your tonality, your rhythm, rate of speaking, your pronunciation. There should be an articulation in your voice, which means whatever I'm speaking, it should be understandable to the person to whom I'm talking. Okay.
yeah,
So
that's
if
fine.
you will make the collaboration of all these things, you are going to immerse yourself into that communication. And your whole and soul perspective is to maintain the sweetness and melodiousness of that communication. That's how you can gain confidence. You should not look here and there while talking to someone. You should not do this kind of thing. And there are so many others. Like
True.
be like a human, a gentleman, and civilized person. Don't even try to behave like a monkey, right? So the person
Yes,
to whom you are talking, you have to give importance to him. That yes, I'm here and I'm here only for you. So these are some basic etiquettes one has to follow.
that's awesome. Like you told about entire scenario of English, that how you can speak. Like my question was the same here, like intonation, voice modulation, pronunciation, and your body language. So you have given all the answers in one question. So that's great, Shiv. So my last question is like final tip. Do you have any words of encouragement for others who are just embarking their English journey?
Uh, I'll say I did my schooling from Hindi medium school, right? So being an Indian, if I can speak English, having zero knowledge of grammar, so you guys can speak far better than me. People have different misconceptions in their mind, and just because of this misconception, they are not even going to move ahead. I am from village area. I don't have any English speaking environment. How can I learn English? I don't know grammar, so I can't speak English. I don't have any school where I can like study in English, so that's why I'm not able to speak English. I'm not a native speaker of English. I can't speak in English. I don't have vocabularies. My pronunciation is not good. I don't know sentence formation, and there is no one with whom I can practice. And I am feeling so underconfident. I do have hesitation. I'm being afraid of judging by people. All these things are nothing. And one more, I'm a homemaker and I don't have a time. So all these are nothing but just a lame excuse. What I believe, when I was in my class 12th, my mom told me one single statement, and I was being influenced by her statement, honestly speaking. That's what I want to spill out here. She said, Shiv, either do things with the core of your heart, put your complete energy, power, strength, potential in order to acquire it. Otherwise, don't do. Because if you are not doing something with the core of your heart, you're not doing anything, just making your own fool. Forget about procrastination, forget about excuses. We have a lot of excuses. We have a lot of complaints. My parents didn't send me any English medium school. My parents is not allowing me to go any English coaching center. Today, in this era, on 2024, we have internet. This kind of modification and advancements we have in our hand. You don't need anything. You just need one mobile, smartphone, and internet on that mobile. Nothing else, and you can get every single thing. Still, if you have these kind of excuses that I can't improve because of these reasons which I have mentioned earlier, so you're not doing anything, just making your fool, nothing else, right? People have several complaints that I did a lot of practice, but I'm not improving. There must be a reason. That's why you are not improving. People have complained that I have learned so many vocabs, but when I'm speaking, I'm not able to recall all the vocabs. It means the strategies you have chosen in order to use those vocabs in your spoken English, those strategies were wrong. When I'm speaking English, my mind goes blanks. It's not like that. I want everyone to follow a disciplined planning, a schedule. For LRWS, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. People think I want to learn only speaking. So why should I focus on writing, reading, and like listening?
Yeah.
I have to focus on speaking. No. These four modules, listening, reading, writing, and speaking, LRWS, are four module of English. If English is a car, these four modules are tires of that car. If you want to run car smoothly, you need to give equal importance to every single tire, right? And uh, if anyone is waiting for someone, a motivational speaker like Sandeep Maheshwari, that he would come to us, he would motivate us, and then I would start learning English. So sorry guys, you are making a blunder, nothing else. And if you are thinking that by dreaming, by sitting at home, by doing nothing, if you can improve your spoken English, no, you can't. And nowadays, YouTube is in trend. People are literally focused towards their YouTube channel. They want to explore their YouTube channel. They want to see growth in their social media application, but they are not even focusing on themselves, their own improvement.
Yes.
Do you want to talk to me? Yes, I want to talk to you, but I will record the video. No, I don't want to talk to you now. Why? Just because he is not ready to record, he's not allowing you to record the video. That's why you are not talking to him. So what exactly you are doing? And then you are giving a lame excuse that I'm not improving. How can you improve? Because your mind is not on your improvement, rather your mind is totally towards your YouTube channel. That how can I make my channel very productive, or how can I explore it? Right.
Yeah, but
So in a
it will
nutshell,
not work. It will not work because sorry to interrupt you, because if we have started our YouTube channel for English conversations and we are not improving gradually, so I don't think so that there is a need of uploading the video every day. It will not work.
that's what I'm saying, ma'am. in initial stage, they were so enthusiastic, passionate, crazy to learn English. But by the time they just lost their interest and their mind shift to something else, means they forget about their main of learning this language. Rather, they are now focusing on their YouTube channel and they are uploading videos, but they are not even focusing that if I would upload the video, that's they are helping to others, but what about themselves? What about their own improvement, right? So if they want to see that magical and drastic improvement, their spoken English, all they have to do is just try to focus on themselves, do practice on honestly, be loyal to yourself. Don't try to pretend that yes, I'm reading a book and I'm studying and I'm getting knowledge. No, to whom you are making fool? You are not making fool to your parents or to your friends and anyone else. You are making fool to yourself because result would come in front of you very soon. And the moment you will see the result at your home or in your home hand, then you will feel regret and repent on yourself that what exactly you have done in your past days. And for example, especially those who are preparing for interview, because I've seen many people are here, they are learning English just because they want to crack interview, right? But as they are not honest with their learning, so what they are doing, they are pretending that I'm learning, but they are not learning actually. The moment they have to sit at interview, an interviewer is going asking question to them. So now there are two candidates: the one who has practiced a lot honestly, and the one who is like pretending that he is doing practice. He would get selection, and the one who is pretending he would get rejection. Now he would feel repent, guilty that I should not do that, whatever I have done, right? So later on, there's no benefit of repent and regret. So it's better that practice at right time in a right way. Be loyal to your practice, and don't try to pretend anyone else that I'm doing practice or I'm learning English. You don't need to show off to anyone. You don't need to give certification or clarification to anyone that I'm trying to learn this language and I have learned.
That's great advice you have given. So thank you for giving your valuable time, Shiv. And I know you are tired as of now. So, but you have given me your valuable time. So thank you so much for giving time.
Yeah, you're most welcome. In fact, I'm being delighted and enlightened the way you have asked me the questions, and I've enjoyed the session a lot. It was really a fruitful and colorful session. I've learned many things from your side that I can incorporate in my spoken English so that I would be able to become an impeccable and elegant speaker for sure. So, thanks for connecting with me and giving your precious time.
Thank you, Shiv. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye, ma'am. Take care. Have a nice day and a happy journey.